Hey, it's Dr. Jarret. How are you guys doing today? It's 2 Cents Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Dr. Jarret bringing you 2 Cents Tuesdays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Every Tuesday, I talk about a pediatric topic that is of relevance to you and the health of your kids. And that's why I'm here every Tuesday. So thank you guys for tuning in again for another Tuesday. I will have part 2 of stress and our kids in just a few minutes as a few people more enter the room today. However, I just have to get back to a couple of things that happened over the last couple of weeks as far as people, particularly journalists and broadcasters, really coming to find out what's going on with a lot of the couple of articles that you guys may have seen I had posted. Lots of things talking about the holidays and holiday stresses for your kids, so make sure that you show up for those. I'll get into our topic in just a minute, so thank you guys for joining. Just a recap on last week, I was talking about the parents and the parents aspect and how the parents actually have a lot of stress and things to alleviate the stress. So make sure you check out last week's broadcast as well, because it's kind of a 2-part series. Today we'll talk about the children and the children's stress reaction around the holidays, because that one is real too. So I am Dr. Jarret. I'm your board certified pediatrician. I am here to help you take better care of your child. I am going to do this through my live streams, my books, and my other programs I'll have forthcoming. So just make sure that you guys tune in every Tuesday, 1 p.m. for 2 Cents Tuesdays with Dr. Jarret. I will tell you this, that as the holidays are coming, I'm still offering the free audio that you guys will see the links on my Facebook page and my other social media. So make sure you tune into that as well. It are some tips that keep your kids from driving you crazy during their breaks, and the holiday breaks are coming up very soon. So make sure you're taking a look at that. Hey Mary, how you doing today? Thanks for joining in. I appreciate, as always, all of my viewers who come in and take a look at and hear what I have to say. So we'll get started again. We'll begin the stress talk about this, really talking about the parents first. So last week we went into detail on this. So first things first, if you as a parent are stressed out about the holidays, you got to figure out ways how to alleviate that. Look at last week's broadcast. It gives you lots of great tips and some things that you can do to reduce your stress. But this week, it's all about your stress and how it affects the child. So it's really the child's stress around the holidays, because the holidays everyone gets pretty excited about. It's something that kids look forward to all year round, and it's something that's here. So we'll go through a few things that tend to stress kids out over this time, and it'll be something that should be of help if you apply these few steps. So first of all, everything about the holidays, and you saw this on my social media feeds across the board. I ran across this quote that says, "It's about your presence," meaning you're being here and in the moment, and not your presents, meaning gifts. So it's a good play on words. It's about your presence and not the presents. So make sure that, one, you're not getting stressed out. And remember, the reason for all of this season is really to have more time with family, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah starting up tonight, or any number of holidays that you may choose to celebrate. So make sure that it's really about your presence and your presence with your child. And that's year round. That's not just a holiday thing. So keep that in mind. But let's go into things that are stressful for kids. So the holidays in and of themselves can be stressful for kids. So there are many things that tend to stress out younger kids versus older kids. The older kids tend to get stressed out about whether or not they're going to get the latest gifts and gadgets. And we'll talk about that, particularly in the late winter when my book comes out. You'll get a lot of information about dealing with that. However, when we're talking about younger kids, something as simple as Santa Claus can really stress out a kid, particularly if it's their first time visiting Santa. I'll tell you, I mean, it's been depicted in movies. If you go to the mall this time of year, you're going to see some kids that may be stressed out about Santa. Santa may look a little odd to many kids because of the beard, because of the red suit, because of a number of things. So remember, if your kid's not ready to go sit on Santa's lap, even though the pictures would be great and it'd be something a lot of fun for you guys to do, just leave them alone, let them be. And don't force the whole Santa thing on them. Make sure that you're giving them their space and you can kind of work their way into Santa because it can be very stressful overall. The other thing that I will tell you is that other people do things like Elf on the Shelf, and that to younger children, again, who may get the concept, may get a little scared or stressed out about the elf, particularly if they're thinking this elf really is moving all around their house, and what kind of trouble or mischief could this elf get into. This is particularly true for kids that have been exposed to maybe scary movies at a young age, and again, we've talked about that before, but make sure that these two particular items aren't really stressing out your kids or a cause for stress in your kids. It is something that are allowed around, and you definitely will see this with children, and they're screaming and they're trying to get away from Santa or an elf or something else. So just first things first, yes, Santa Claus can be stressful for your kids, so make sure you're tuned into that based on their age. The other thing is kids are highly, highly perceptive. They are perceptive in a number of things. If you as a parent are stressed out or a grandparent are stressed out, the kids feed off of that and they will go right to that. They understand stress, they can feel your stress, and then by nature that kind of makes them stress out. So that goes back to last week's topic again. If you're really stressed out about the holidays, make sure that you're trying to do something to relieve your own stress, and don't carry that around to your kids, because kids are very perceptive and they will see the stress that you are providing. So be extremely careful with that. Because if you're stressed, they're going to be stressed, and then you guys will feed off each other and the stress will ball out of control. So make sure that you're taking some time to reduce your stress, because your kids definitely will pick up on your stress and become more stressed out themselves. And then let's talk about stress and how it presents in kids anyway, because we talked about two things. It's just, knowing that the important thing is it's really about your presence and you being there in the moment. It's not about presents as in gifts. So remember that. Number two, things that can be stressful to kids, like an elf on the shelf that's moving all around the home, or Santa Claus. If they're not ready for it, don't force it on them. It goes back to what we talked about in Halloween with forcing them to get into scary stuff. Just if they're not ready for it, leave it alone. Those things alone can be very stressful to them. Hey Barb, how you doing today? Thanks for joining in. We're talking about part 2 of last week's video when we talked about stress and the holidays. We're talking about the kids' reaction to stress today. So we talked about things that could be stressful to them, like Santa Claus or an elf on the shelf, where we also talked about kids are very perceptive and they will pick up on your own stress. So if you are stressed out at the holiday time as a parent or grandparent, your child very well may become stressed as well. So make sure you're keeping your own stress in check, because it rubs off on your child and they'll be stressed. So the third thing that I want you guys to understand is that stress can present in a number of different ways for kids. It actually can present as far as a change in their behavior. They may be throwing tantrums or seem very irritable. They could complain of headaches or upset belly. It could be just kind of muscle tension in them. They may complain that their shoulders and back may hurt, or something that's unusual for them. So make sure you're tuning into some of these things. The symptoms kind of go on and on and on. It can be they just seem tired all the time and they just want to sleep much more than usual. It can lead to poor eating, maybe even depression, teeth grinding at night while they're sleeping, or even affect their school and their school homework, or failing in school. So stress, especially when it's additive, meaning that it is added on top of daily stress or other things that may be stressing them, such as bullies and things, so on and so forth. When we are looking at all of these different things that can cause stress, an additive effect of that can really show up in symptoms of these teeth grinding or poor sleep patterns, or even as far down the line as depression, as we discussed. So pay attention to these maybe subtle signs in your child, because that's going to be something that is really necessary for them. I mean, if they are stressed, that gives you a chance to talk about things that they may be anxious about or stressed. It may not have to do with the holidays. It could be something at school, could be something in preschool or daycare, or again, and point number 2 today, they might just feel that you're stressed about something. So make sure you're trying to do the best thing that you can do to keep your stress levels low, to help your kids stay calm and comfortable and enjoy the holiday season. So I won't keep you guys too long, but stress is a really big thing. I am Dr. Jarret. I'm your board certified pediatrician. I'm here to help you take better care of your children, and I do this through my live streams on 2 Cents Tuesdays, every Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm here on Facebook Live, but you can follow up with me on my other social media channels as well. But I'm going to help you do this through my live streams, my books, and other programs I have forthcoming. 2018 is going to be a big year, so make sure you're staying tuned. All I want you guys to do is continue to tune in on Tuesdays. That's great. And as you know, I've been offering how to keep your kids from driving you crazy during downtime. It is a time that your children are going to be off on break, and it's going to be a long break this time. So make sure that you have some strategies available. The link's all over my social media, so make sure you click that link and get a hold of that. Merry Christmas to you, Barb. Thank you so much. I get excited about the holidays. It is a great time. I get to spend more time with my kids, and it's a great time for family. Probably eating too much. We talked about diabetes some last month, so I'm going to try to follow my own advice this year and really keep everything in check. So I've given you guys these tips about stress in your child and the reaction of the child. So I'll run through them one last time for you guys so you're clear on this, because stress around the holidays affects the parents. Make sure that you're getting your own stress in check, but it particularly can affect the children as well. So make sure you're paying attention to this stuff. So remember, first things first about the holidays, it's about your presence of being there in the moment with your children and the family. It is about your presence. It's not about presents, gifts. It's not about the gifts. It really is about the presence and your presence being in their lives, even daily. And this goes throughout the year without only the holiday season. Number 2, some things are scary to children. So you're going to make sure, if they're freaked out about Santa Claus, then leave Santa Claus alone. There's no need to be bothered with it. The elf on the shelf scares kids sometimes too, so just make sure that they're ready for it before you're forcing them into something that's fun for us as parents, but at the same time, it's something that really can cause a significant amount of stress. Go to any mall this time of year and look at the Santa line and see some of those kids looking nervous, anxious, or all out crying as they approach Santa. So you'll see that is stress. All right. Kids, number 3, kids are perceptive. Kids can pick up on your own stress. They can pick up on stress of others. So if you are stressed out particularly, your kids are going to know that. They're going to get stressed out, and you guys will feed off each other. It'll be a continuous cycle of being stressed out. And so make sure, as a parent, grandparent, caretaker, you are taking care of your own stress. And then finally, stress in children presents in many, many, many different ways. Can be in behavior problems. It can be a cause of school failure, of poor school performance, sleep disturbances, grinding their teeth at night. Their appetite may change. And it could even lead down to just a depressed mood or depression. So stress presents in lots of different ways. So be attuned to these subtle things that can present in your child. So make sure you don't let the holidays stress you out, nor your child. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. Barb says that she does too, loves the kids that she works with. It's just a great time, the holidays all together. So I don't want to take all of your time, especially this time does tend to get a little busy. But thanks for tuning in to 2 Cents Tuesdays with Dr. Jarret. You spell out doctor, that's J-A, 2 R's, E, 1 T. I'm your board certified pediatrician. I'm here to help you take better care of your kids. I'm going to do this through my books, my live streams on 2 Cents Tuesdays, and a number of other programs that I'll have forthcoming. So make sure you stay in tune with me on my social media, but certainly download the How to Keep Your Kids from Driving You Crazy During Downtime, because that holiday is coming up, and right now it's free. After the holidays, it's not going to be free anymore. So make sure you download it while I'm still giving it away to you. And make sure you have a stress-free week, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Thank you.